You clicked on this video so you can learn how to get better at no limit. I got you. Let's get into it. Firstly, you'll need no limit, obviously. Secondly, if you want to be the best, you're going to need the best cars in the game. And here's all the cars that are the best right now. Neatly, once you choose the car you want, upgrade it to however you want it to be. And for the axle configuration, make sure to go through everyone to see which runs the best with the tune. Once you've done that, next is the tuning part. And well, that can be tricky sometimes. Here's what I do when tuning a rear-wheel drive car. I'll also explain all-wheel drive, a front-wheel drive. For rear-wheel drive, I typically put my first gear at 81 to 83 miles per hour, second gear at 112 or 113 miles per hour, third gear at 142 to 145 miles per hour, fourth gear 172 to 175 miles per hour, and fifth gear 212 miles per hour, and your sixth gear at what you top out at. Next, I'll show you how to tune the suspension. For the clearance, make both of these the lowest you possibly can. Next, the stiffness, make the front 1/7000 and the rear 1/1000. This will change later in the video, but keep it like this for now. Next, the bump, make the front bump 2000 and the rear bump 1000. Next, the rebound, make this both 7000 majority of the time. I don't mess with this, only if I need to. And last but not least, the extension, make the front whatever, mostly under 0.40, the rear, obviously negative 0.24. Now the wheelie bar, make the length 4.0 and the height, but it between 0.6 or 0.7. See what I did there anyways. For the weight, put it between 0.52 and 0.56 for now. For the computer, make the launch on RPM 9000 and turn off launch control. And for the limiter and shift light RPM, you can set it 10,000. Now go test to see how it runs. Usually it won't run 5.5 seconds or nothing like that on the first test. Here's everything you'll need to look if you have any of these issues. If first gear shoots down too quickly, move it to a higher MPH. And if your first gear takes too long, move it down some till it looks like this. Next, if you're wheeling to high, you can either move the weight forwards or move the wheelie bar down. But if any of those make you spin, it's probably the stiffness that needs to be adjusted down. Move it down 2 clicks until you see the first gear going down to click the move it up 1. Next, the rebound, if you see your front wheels slam to the ground. Move the front bump up. You can also move the front rebound down like 1 or 2 LF, you need 2. Also, I forgot to mention, if you have to move your first gear up in miles per hour, be sure to make your gears look exactly like they were before. Now, all-wheel drive. Obviously, have your car maxed out. Tire size, when you choose a tire size for your all-wheel drive car, make sure your front and rear wheels are the same width and height, or else it won't run properly. Next, gearing. Your first gear more than likely will be in the 40s to the 50 miles per hour range, so that you'll need to do by yourself. Second gear usually be in the high 70s miles per hour to low 80s. Third gear from 116 to 120. And the fourth gear usually high 140 to mid 150. Fifth gear high 190s, preferably 197 and up to 205, and the last gear should be whatever you top out at. Next is suspension. Lower the clearance completely for both. Next, the stiffness. This is all preference. I do 7,000 to start for both. For the bump, both can be 1,000 and same with the rebound, but make it 7,000. And the extension you can make however you like. No wheelie bar is needed. Weight is all preference. You can have it maxed out for the shifting. All depends on how the first gear reacts to where the weight is being set at. And then computer, make it the same as the rear wheel drive. Now the front wheel drive. You already know what to do. Max out everything. Once that's done, tire size, obviously, since it's a front wheel drive car, the rear tire will need to be the exact same as it would be on a rear wheel drive car. But for the front tire, also make sure the rear tire is on a slick. Don't forget that. Now the front tire, the height you can make however you want it to be, can be 26s or 25s or even 24s. It doesn't matter. Max out the width. Obviously, max sure it's a slick too. Now the gearing part. First gear is tricky, but I'd set it from 65 miles per hour to 69 miles per hour. Second gear should be 97 to 100 or more mile per hour. Third gear 130 to 135 mile per hour. 140 maybe more. Fourth 160 to 168, also maybe more. And the fifth gear at 200 to 207 miles per hour. then the last gear to whatever you max out at. Now the suspension for the clearance and stiffness, both make them as low as possible in the bump also. For the rebound max, both of those out to 7,000. Then the extension the same as you would for a rear-wheel drive car, but switch it around. No wheelie bars needed. The weight you can move it forwards till it runs the way you like it to where it doesn't shift too fast but not too slow. Also in the computer the same as the others. Lastly, knowing when to shift. I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen someone blame the car not running what it should when they don't shift correctly. So I'm a go ahead and help you with figuring this out. Okay, this is for rear-wheel drive cars. If your first gear has a bounce to it, where it goes back up, don't shift when it comes down directly. Let it go back up, and then shift at 9,000 RPMs. I'll give you an example here. And if yours just goes down with no bounce, shift at 9,000 RPMs, depending on the car. I'll also give you an example here. And here's my shifting points for rear-wheel drive cars. First gear, 8,800 to 9,100 RPMs. Second gear, 9,200 RPMs. Third gear through fifth gear, 9,600 RPM S or less. Don't shift at 9,000 RPM S all the time and expect to run 5.5 seconds unless you're in a AWD car like a Lambo. For the front and all-wheel drive, make sure to shift fast enough on the first gear, because that's the gear that really counts. And you can use the same shifting from the second gear all the way to the fifth gear for all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive. And that's all I have for today's video. Peace.